Double KO.
Welcome to Doublekoradio, guys, and today we're going to be talking about what we like and what we don't like about Dragon Ball FighterZ. So David and I used to play Dragon Ball FighterZ way back, and there's been a lot of talk lately about how the game has been stale, right? Yeah, Ali, you tell him, Ali. The game's been kind of stale, stagnant, all this other stuff, not as exciting or enjoyable to watch as from a spectator's perspective. And it turns out a lot of FGC
streamers,
like streamers and stuff, it's looking like throughout the year they've had moments where the game kind of breaks them, and it's in a way it kind of broke David and I in a way a long time ago in very similar ways, and that's why we want to talk about it, because it's just like, oh, okay, it's not just us.
Yeah,
it's not just. But the thing is also too, there's other guys that are sticking with the game and really enjoy the game and are telling the people that complain about it to just stop playing the game. And we're technically, a part of that because we did stop playing the game. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about it, because it is a property that has a lot of a big hold in a lot of people's nostalgia and their childhood and all that stuff. And that's why this game is one of the reasons this game is so popular. I know, Ali, I'm getting to it.
He's sensitive with Dragon Ball.
Yeah, you tell him, son. Tell him. Put the wolf brothers in. That's what Ali's saying.
Why Yamcha's low tier? He's like,
Yamcha's more than just an assist. Tell him.
He gets very emotional, bro, for this.
So where did it start? Because it didn't start with the first person that this happened to. When we decided we wanted to talk about this, and then there was an issue with the recording that we originally did about a month ago. So we're finally getting back to that now, because somebody else that we didn't expect, that's one of David's favorite streamers.
Actually, yep.
That it happened to again. So we're like, damn, this thing's still happening. So let's take it back. Who'd you tell me to watch 2 months ago that was broken on stream, Dave?
Ali, because apparently can't stop barking. He's under the bed, so I cannot reach him.
So I guess we should put him as a guest on the thumbnail.
Yes, please. Every time he barks. It was coefficient. It was coefficient. And when we talk about the descent, right? I'm gonna explain my perception of what the descent was, so then you can see how it relates to other people, the same behavior. The descent was, for me, was when I think I stream a lot this game too, Dragon Ball. I actually streamed it quite a bit because I played it quite a bit. And then as I play I did play rank. Or regular casual, I think I played. I noticed that disregarding if I was winning or not, I was not having fun. And what I mean by that is that at the end of the match, it felt so exhausting, mentally exhausting, because of all the craziness that is happening in the game, and not in a good way, not in a Marvel craziness way. It just felt like a lot of bullshit was just happening between, autocorrects for the auto combos and a lot of scramble hits with super dashes and the behavior mentality of how people play that game online at certain levels too. Pink square, it could be yellow square, more with the white squares.
That was funny, because there'd be plenty of times that you'd play somebody and you would go, damn, and this is a pink square?
Oh, many times. Which is to the audience that probably don't play Dragon Ball, which is rare, but pink square will be the highest amount of wins that you have gotten, that it gets you there. The more you lose, it demotes you to lower color, like yellow or whatever the case may be. So yeah, the behavior changed. That was the thing. Disregarding if it was a white square to a pink square, the behavior would be the same. Craziness, orthodox, everything. It was just chaos, completely chaos in the gameplay. And then it would push me, the player, to change my whole play style to be able to handle that craziness. It's not like in other games that if someone just jumps towards you in other games, that you do an anti-air, right? And 90% of the time will work, right? In this game is 40-60, It feels like, it's not always the same. Anything can happen. It's very chaotic. So it forces you to play how you're not supposed to, or no, not how you're not supposed to.
Well, it's like let's say for people that have played fighting games for a really long time, maybe the younger generation, like kids in their 20s, early 20s, and in their teens, don't see that big of a deal in how some of the game's mechanics break the old school kind of fundamentals in the game. When it comes to super dashing, when it comes to mashing your auto combo and then it auto corrects you and then you get a punish or whatever, like stuff like that, for me personally, kind of made the game not that fun compared to the other games, because it feels like there's such a high ratio of randomness that happens in it, where the guy and almost laziness too, because to me the neutral in Dragon Ball FighterZ looks kind of ugly, because everybody's kind of like spacing each other out like on a springboard, because nobody wants to be in the ground. And the ground is where you get into really long block strings if the guy has like 2 assists, and if the guy has like special moves that lock you down. So nobody wants to be down there. So there's just like 90% of the match is hopping and hopping and hopping till you get into a range where you're comfortable enough to maybe super dash intelligently or non-intelligently. Either one of those two choices are like give you the same amount of results, like whether you do it intelligently or not intelligently, it's like the same. It's like you're still a lottery, and it shouldn't be. That's one of the problems with the game. It shouldn't be. And it, like you mentioned before, it has a higher rate of, I wouldn't say hand holding the player. I would say more like giving them like really bad habits, because those bad decisions aren't punished.
It conditions them.
Like they're not punished like in other fighting games, and it just makes like there's like a higher pool of people that aren't playing fundamentally sound, because the game kind of goes, it was all right, it worked out, more often than not. It's going, it was all right, it worked out. Do it again. Do it again.
It's not as discouraging as getting a anti-air in another game. Fuck, I can't pass this. This is a wall. I need to think what to do, and then they become zombies. But then this game pushes, because of that super dash mechanic, it will push me to change my playstyle. Now I have to just be 100% aware of when he randomly is gonna do that super dash, instead of me doing my gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Because the super dash leaves you be like, oh, but it's just a move, right? That can be said in another game. Well, they could spam Hadouken, like fireballs or something. It's so different in this game because super dash is the beginning of the end, right? Super dash is the beginning for everything. It begins to a combo. You can do a super after that, with a couple of hits. It leads to an auto combo. It leads to a vanish. It leads to spark. It leads to everything. Anything in the game, it leads after that. There's nothing that you cannot do, well, most of it, that you cannot do after a super dash. So why not do it? That's the type of mentality, right?
Yeah. And so vanish too doesn't help.
Oh, I haven't even got there yet.
Okay.
but then again, so then it changes. That's what discouraged me from being like, oh, I'm not happy, because even if I beat him, I didn't get to play my game. I didn't get to play, even if it wasn't successful, I didn't get to play my game. I play his game because his chaos control the battle.
And here's the thing. Well, you're trying, like in general, you're trying to get your opponent to play your game and not theirs, but it's happening because the game mechanics are letting it happen, not because the player is making it happen. Like it's
correct,
and it's more frustrating for like long sets of online play. And I think that's one of the issues that I like when you had me rewatch that stream, so I could see what happened. to Koi, like the last hour of one of the streams he had, like in December, where he's fine with the game and he's fine with playing. He seems, he's fine.
Seems to have fun. Yeah,
he's a happy-go-lucky kind of guy on stream, So, and he usually keeps a positive outlook and all that. But as the matches went on and as he played the same guy, that he definitely felt that he was better than the guy. Kept taking games from him, but off of weird, silly shit. But the thing is, Koi kept rematching him. So who's at fault here?
But I think so what ends up happening is, so he kept playing this guy, was winning, and then out of nowhere, I guess the exhaustion of the game, because the game maybe exhausts you from all that. It's 3 characters, it takes a long time, and all the craziness that is happening. I guess by the set 20 that he was doing, he was already exhausted. And because the other person is thinking less, is doing less, then it's less of a hindrance towards the opponent. Yeah. For him, it's more because he's thinking. He's the fighter. He's the the FGC guy. So he's questioning all these things. So that's mentally making him exhausted. Plus the battle. So the toll took on him took on the opponent. The opponent just pressing, super dashing auto combos, and it's beating him.
Yeah.
And he's questioning why, but he's, like you mentioned, he's still rematching him because it's something that he probably feels, well, this is not gonna happen again. He cannot control this chaos.
Man, and you get into this mindset where you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do it too. Whatever, I'm gonna do it too. And then
that's the descent.
And here's where it gets even worse with the descent in your mind, right? Because you go, let's say you do it randomly, right? Do whatever thing randomly that the other guy was working on. He's like, oh, I'm in the air, and I'm just gonna press light, and something's gonna happen. And if it goes in your favor, you go, see, look at this stupid game. I wasn't even trying, and it went in my favor. And it doesn't go and if it doesn't go in your favor, you go, see, look at this fucking stupid game. This shit doesn't work for me, but it works for him. What is that? There's no winning when it comes to you mentally in that game. When you descend into playing like how most of the people play online, and the pros aren't excluded. There's been plenty, like we've watched plenty of fucking Dragon Ball, even if we don't play it anymore actively or anything like that. We've watched plenty of Dragon Ball, and there's been plenty of matches where pros, I'm putting my air quotes up, pro players, like people that play this game 24/7 and learn the ins and outs, are in the discords or whatever, learning all the tech and all that shit. They all descend amongst each other too. They all descend at some point to do the most random YOLO shit.
Yeah, and it's because the game system has that hand holding, right? It's an invisible hand holding that is just chaotic, right? And it favors the one that just does action, right? Yeah, can you get counter? Absolutely. Doesn't mean they're invincible. But once again, the benefit of maybe being on your favor still is larger than you getting hit.
Yeah.
It's way larger. Because if you got hit, guess what? I'm going to do it again. And maybe there's a chance you're not going to think I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to hit you. And then I'm going to continue.
Yeah.
So I think that's what happened with Koi. That he probably was in disbelief that it will happen again. And every other match, another shit will happen. He will get happy birthday. He will get light. Super dash will fuck him up. A vanish will hit him. It's just random stuff.
And it was funny, it's funny too, because these random things happen, right? But the guy isn't finishing off the confirms. He's not making anything optimal off of those confirms or anything like that. And Koi was still losing half of the matches. Like, that's even more so something that's frustrating, because you're like, this guy should not be winning. Why is he winning?
And why is it winning by a large margin too? Like, it's not like, oh, I barely lost. No, this person is winning. Like, that took me for me to realize when I was playing the game. In this game, they normally favor you to do a super, and then you tag to another person to do super, and then you kill them, right? Normally, right? You wanna, and then I used to fight people online, and they would one super, a super combo, one super, a super combo, one super, and I would do the one that would be the long combo, 2 supers, then you're dead, right? But I would still end up losing because he did it so many times, that one combo, stupid combo, blah, cheap ass shit, and then a super, that I would end up with less life than him.
Yeah.
because he's doing it more consistent and just whatever. I'm just doing it. At any point, any given, I'm gonna use all my resources until I gassed out.
Yeah.
And it was interesting seeing them when they wouldn't have a meter or something to use a resource, that their gameplay would be like, oh, so I don't know what to do. So then instantly would be like a super dash or something, right?
And knowing, like, I didn't play ranked till about after. I didn't want to play ranked till I had a team set. But the thing is, when I set my team, I set it to be able to handle what I saw in lower ranks as I was ranking up.
Oh, you cater it. You cater it to.
I didn't cater to like how I play or anything like that. I was like, all right, this. If I have good enough defense, they're gonna break, and if they break, I got super armor on my 2H with Android 16. That was.
But they never break.
They break. What do you mean they never break? What do you think Super Dash happens? They run out of options.
That's the best option.
Yeah, they run out of options to have the best option in the game. What am I doing? This is the best option in the game right here.
Exactly. I think so. That happened to him, right? And then he ended up starting from a good stream. He was having fun to being completely flustered, completely distressed. Like you could tell on his face how everything. He was smiling.
He straight up said he straight up said that he thinks this is a bad game and he's never gonna play it again and blah blah blah.
And he deleted it.
And he deleted and everything from his PlayStation, and then he composed himself for like 5 minutes and put it back in, reinstalled it, and apologized to the Dragon Ball community. He didn't want to sound like that. And it really does like the game, but he was frustrated. Yeah, because that's just the kind of guy he is. But you know, like you saw where he went.
Yeah.
In that 1 hour that you watched, he went from one place completely to another, and he wasn't the only one that happened to. The reason. Go ahead.
I don't think that happens in any other game like that. You can rage. You can definitely rage, but that descent to madness, like to call it, is very unique to this game, in my opinion. Like, can you get frustrated? Yeah, you get frustrated because maybe there's. You get frustrated because, you know, I don't know, you suck and you want to be better, right?
Yeah.
But not because of this specific. That is the game. You feel that you don't have control over it, and this is just something that there's nothing you can do.
Yeah. So
you feel hopeless.
So let's mention the other guys that this happened to before. So before even Koei, like we remember this happened to actually like the FGC's most popular streamer and content creator, Maximilian. And Maximilian was really digging the game in the beginning. He was really digging labbing. Labbing's the funnest part of the game, in my opinion, because playing isn't as fun as setting up all of your combos and your touch of deaths and like all
figuring it out,
setups and what you can do from the mid screen and all the other typical stuff you want to learn for learning in whatever game, in whatever fighting game there is, right? Like all the ins and outs of your characters or character. And he was having fun with all that, but when you get online, eventually what happened to him?
It was completely different. Like he actually laughed for like an hour and a half, dude, of pure fun. Like he was laughing, enjoying it, like the essence of discovery. He was like, all right, like he does with every other game, let's take this online. Right, let's see. And he knew already that he wasn't the best, but he's gonna try his best. And by the end of the stream, he was already getting mauled by just people doing auto combo, people that clearly didn't have a sense of what a fighting game should be at. And by what I mean by that is like someone knocks you down, that's the essence of being in danger of getting up and getting hit. That's called an Oki, right? And these people that he was fighting seemed like they didn't have no essence of that. Like there was no mental awareness of that. So they were just doing whatever the fuck they wanted. They would wake up super dash, they would wake up auto combo, it doesn't matter. And he will get hit by that. And then he keeps getting hit by auto combo, vanish, again, the same type of thing, super dash, auto combo hit. And then he got like this type of anxiety. Like he got like anxiety or like nerves or something like that. And he stopped playing the game and he was like, I can't play this game no more. This game does something to me mentally, he mentioned, mentally that it doesn't feel right for me. And he was like, I will never play this game online ever again. I will play it with my friends occasionally, maybe offline, and maybe lab. But I would never play this game online ever again. It was like, I don't think it's healthy for me. It just doesn't feel like, disregarding of the work that you put. Like this game, he felt like all the work that he put, it doesn't translate into the game. That's what he felt like.
Yeah, those are pretty strong words to say.
Yes.
Knowing that, if you're that popular, people hold you to those things.
Yeah.
Like you look at basically you look at Mike Ross now with him trying to Street Fighter right now. Everybody's going nuts.
Yep.
You know?
And the thing is, we go for the common thing again. Mentally breakdown. For someone that clearly shows that it's inferior in terms of knowing what they're doing or what they need to do, and they're getting destroyed at the same level of what he would perform. Let's put it like that, right? And I think, and it's not pride. I don't think it's pride, to be honest. I don't think it's like, well, I'm the better player, I should be always winning. Yeah. No, I don't think it's that. I think that is, I am doing more to get the same outcome as you that do less.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. And that's where the dissent started coming in. And he did. And up to this day, everybody that asked him is like, nope, I would never play that game ever again online. Ever. Like, it's bad. Like, what game does that? What game hits you into that emotional level that makes you not want to even have it, online session or anything?
At some point, Marvel was, felt like that to me, like Marvel 3, UMBC 3, but then... Wait, no, I know. Hold on, let me explain. God damn it. So, but then, like, the more I stuck with the team, the more I played it, and this was on my own too. This was when the shit was dead between all of us and our friends. Mm-hmm. But I was still just pressing buttons just for the sake of learning a couple things because I enjoyed the labbing aspect of it. And then, like, out of nowhere, I just kind of realized that I learned a lot of stuff from my team that I hadn't before, to a point where I decided to go online, and I was like, just, like when you feel like there's that moment, like in fucking Last Samurai with Tom Holgren, and he's learning all this samurai stuff, and then all of a sudden he has to apply it in like a real life situation out of nowhere. It was like one of those moments for me when I start playing people online, and all of a sudden I'm like ranking up real fast, and I'm like, whoa, shit, what the hell? I know how to play this game. And it's, it's like a couple years later, and I never really, like, I slowly applied myself to the game. I never really labbed like other people. I never had as much hours put into it as other people. But by the end of like 4 or 5 years, when I stuck to like a specific team, and I picked Virgil, and and like all these other elements, you just all of a sudden going, wow, all this stuff that I learned is really helping me right now, because all these other guys are where I was a couple years back, as I'm ranking higher and higher in the online area, in the online aspect of the world. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
it felt rewarding. That's what you're saying.
And I
don't, the work that you put.
Yeah, and I think in Dragon Ball it does happen, but the thing is, like, the choices people make don't give you the same amount of don't give people the same amount of like memory to be like, whoa, like I just like touched this electricity, let me not touch it again. There's like that whole like, oh yeah, there's none of that. There's like way less of that in the game. I don't want to say none. There's just way less of that going on in that game.
Yeah, I agree, because it feels, once again, more rewarding, the outcome of what can you get out of it, than just getting punished by it.
Yeah.
It's just...
And to bring up another friend of ours too, like, not to blow up his spot, but he was pretty decent at Marvel as well. Now that I remember, he had a good team. He had a good like understanding of the game, to the point where he was pretty decent at it. But in Dragon Ball, it just kind of feels like he doesn't apply himself to learn any more than he needs to. And this has been like almost 2 years, and I've checked up on him a couple times just because I like seeing how my friends are doing that are consistent with the game, and I'm like, oh shit, he's still playing the same. Fuck.
But why he wouldn't, right? Yeah. Like, why he wouldn't play the same? I think the game gives you that barrier of like why lab that? Like, I see people labbing, oh, I'm this thing, well, I'm labbing this cross-up thing, that maybe you do it once or twice in a battle, right? But then again, it just falls back into everything else that anyone else needs to do. No one needs to do that much extra to get a big outcome of it. Once you have one combo that can do a super to super kill, what is the point of being swag into the game? There's no personality into it to bring your swag into it. So you just got to keep doing the same thing, which it falls into the spectator being a little bit boring about watching the same thing. Because I remember that happened to me. I was like, oh, I can do this thing. And then how many times like, yeah, but I really don't have to because I can just do this other combo. Yeah, that is easier and it does more damage. An
example right now I'm gonna bring up is Cloud805. Cloud805, consistent Dragon Ball streamer since the game came out, right? Marvel MVCI champion, really good. Like probably like one of the top 20 players in UMVC3.
A great execution,
amazing execution. Does crazy shit with his teams. He's like one of the innovators when it comes to comboing and team structuring and all that stuff. But in tournament, he can't place. For the last 2 years, since the game had came out, and I used to follow a lot of the tournament scene, right? He can't place, and I don't know why that is, because he's such an amazing player. There's other amazing players, right? But you think the time and effort that he puts into how much he knows about the game would translate a little better to him having be as good as he was in the past 2 games.
And he does it online, right? He does it online. He has fun online doing all swag thing and swag combos. But once again, it's online. There's no heavy outcome to that, right? Like it's not a tournament.
Yeah.
In a tournament, these people are not playing. These people are doing what it has to be done, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing extra. So I think that's why he don't place, right? Disregarding of how much he knows about the game, he has to fall back into the boundaries of winning versus having fun. And I guess he likes to have fun, and that's the problem, right?
Well, maybe there's like all those elements that all these aspects that he's learning, people aren't delving into as much. And you see like there's been plenty of times like Hook Gang God, I've seen him stream, and there'd be like, let's say he's learning something with a new character or something, and he'd go, oof, I don't want to learn that, that's too hard. He said that several times about certain things. Like, I don't know if I want to learn that. That's takes a lot of effort. And he's one of the best players in the world.
Yes.
But people are doing crazier stuff than he is, but he's more optimal with beating people, I guess.
He's 100% more optimal because he does what he requires, right?
Yeah.
And that, I think that leaves out that personality aspect of it. And now put yourself in this position. You've practiced a lot to do something good in another game. And when you do it in the game, you feel rewarded, right? Most fighting games, that feels, I hit that one thing I really like to do, or that I practice very well, that it's not just the norm. That's my thing. In Dragon Ball, then you get discouraged by maybe while you're attempting to do that, the person just did a random super dash or just hit you with an autocorrect, auto combo, and now you're like, oh, what the fuck? You get discouraged. Like, he's not even thinking, he's just pressing one button. And then you start fighting with your head, all that shit, because you're the one thinking, you're the one with a plan.
Yeah.
But if you stop not thinking, then you start having quote unquote more fun. Because that happened to me when I was playing my team with brother. When I did the second time that I tried this game again, I was like, I'm not gonna take this shit serious. I'm just gonna do whatever happens, and whatever happens is just the outcome. But then I was like, but then I'm not having fun. You know? And then I'm not having, there's no reason why I should beat this person if I'm not having fun.
So, example number 3 is someone who's always been very open and honest with how he feels about the game.
Yeah.
But he still plays it because all his friends play it, so they want him to play it. And he hosts probably one of the hardest weekly tournaments for Dragon Ball FighterZ, and that's Bum.
Yeah.
And now recently Bum, it just feels like more and more often the game's bothering him because he's streaming it. But the game's just bothering him more and more that he knows a new season's coming up too. So he's gonna probably be more vocal since he's a person that a lot of people know.
Absolutely.
Like to be like, hey, this game needs this. I feel like these characters need this. I think the game needs that and this and that because this shit happened. And he points it out all the time. Look, why would he do that? Why is that work? What?
Yeah.
why am I playing this game? Like stuff like that.
Disregarding if it goes his way too. Like even if it goes his way, he goes like, why did I even hit him with that? Like, He's very honest in that aspect, absolutely. But then he had the taste of the descent to madness. Playing a long set, the longest set ever, man. And he's getting demolished by this guy. Once again, it started him winning, and he keeps rematching this person. And then this person ends up just now doing the craziest things, not thinking, doing everything that you would humanly possible think should be the next move. He's doing it, and he's destroying him. And then he started doing the same thing. And then that's when I triggered, when I feel, I'm gonna do the same thing. Then Bum was just doing brainless stuff, super dashing for no reason, just to prove a point. But then he was getting beat by that. And then it got to the point of like, oh, why for him but not for me, you know? And people were trying to just don't play him no more. He was like, just play someone else. Like, no, I have a mission. He said, I have a mission. I need to teach him so he can learn. And people were like, he's not gonna learn because he's winning. Yeah. So that was the mentality about it. It was like, he's not gonna learn because I don't care about the winning and loss. So like, this points and rank means nothing to me. He said, it's just, but people were like, but that's you, For him, it must be like, yo, I'm winning. I need to keep doing what I'm doing to keep this win streak,
Dude, and imagine if he knew who Bum was and he's like, yo, I'm taking games off this
I'm destroying him. I'm destroying him. Like, it would destroy. And then when he would get some games out of all those that he lost, he still wasn't happy. There was no sense of winning there. Like, that's what I mentioned. When it gets to the point that even winning is not fun, then something there needs to be changed, right? Because he's not happy with his performance. He's not happy how the match went out. And then the next match happens. The best example I can put it up is Samurai Shodown. Samurai Shodown can be a game very exciting in terms of like, one thing happens, and then, that whole shit changed the whole gameplay. And disregarding if you lose, maybe things didn't went your way. In the middle of the match, there's something that still feels like, I did that thing. I parried this. I hit him really hard with that one thing that I read, And it gives you that essence like, I did something good. Disregarding if the match end up in your position or not. Yeah, not always the same way, but in Dragon Ball, even if you win, it feels like you're dirty. It feels like, I had to do that thing to beat him. Like, that's not part of your essence of your fighting style or something like that. Like, you betray yourself like your own master and use a gun to kill someone. Like that type of shit. That's what it feels like. And I noticed, and I told you, I was like, yo, you gotta watch this. Because this is the same thing. Again, another victim. And now I'm thinking...
But his has been more consistent. Because yours has been like, oh, damn, he's at it again. I'm like, all right, let me turn it on. Oh, no, he really is.
He is. And I think it's because he's hopeful for the game. Or he's trying to find that thing that people see in it.
Yeah.
And he's still like, nope. And he's like, nope, look, this shit is still broken. And this shit is still, nope. And then the last person was the one that hit me, one of the streamers that I actually watch a lot.
You used to learn a lot from him, right?
Yes, dude. He literally teach me on the stream and everything. Which is Tatsu, right? And he plays a very unique team with Ginyu. And the reason he wants to play that team is...
He still plays Ginyu?
Yeah, dude. And he plays it well, right? Like, he's doing things and he learned how to do many ways to do the body change and all that stuff. And the reason he did that is so he can have fun. He said, I want to beat people with their characters. That is the essence of what he wants to do in the game. And that makes sense. He wants to have fun. He finds a way to body change and then beats you with the character that you normally are good with. That sounds interesting, Yeah. And he's doing this and he's playing the game and he's winning, he's losing, winning more until he encounters this person. And this person is just, chaos is not the word. Because the reason I say
welcome to the chaos dimension.
The reason I say chaos is not the word is because the guy seems to know what he was doing. Right? But then out of nowhere, it was like you will pull the plug and everything will went haywire, and then for a second you put it back. And then everything, that's what it was happening. It was throwing him off so bad. Like the guy would do combos, would do this jumping setup and stuff like that. But then out of nowhere, he would do a regular hit, and then to super. And then from super to spark. And then to Dragon Rush. And he's like, what is going on? Like, he was like, wait, okay, maybe that was once. But then things start getting weirder and weirder and weirder. And things were giving, and those type of things.
So like, he was playing Deadpool, obviously. Deadpool was online.
Bro, it got to the point that he was like, fuck it, that's when I knew it. I'm just gonna do auto combo, he said. And then he did auto combo. He beat him once with just doing auto combo, to the point that he almost got the 7 Dragon Balls.
Well, did you try to warn him that that's the descent into madness?
No, I couldn't. I was still in shock, like watching him fall like from the heavens. And then when he won, we almost get into Dragon Balls. He was like, what is happening to me? He questioned himself. He like paused. He was like, why am I doing this? Why am I getting so sloppy? He was like, his sloppiness is making me play horrible. What is going on? Like, he couldn't understand why his playstyle completely changed from having a mentality of like, I'm gonna use body change to another character, to became, I'm just gonna auto combo to beat you and super dash because I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
That's completely different, right? That's changing your own playstyle. And I think that's something that is not very healthy for a fighting game. Or at least I think, you know.
And we're bringing up all these examples because they're like high profile people, but this happens to so many people. This has to have been, because it's happened to you and to me.
Yeah.
Had to have been. We can't be the only 6 people this happened to.
Maybe we are. Maybe we are. That's why everyone keeps playing it. And we're the crazy ones. We're the crazy, I tell you. Yeah, so what it leads me to my next thing is like, what would it take for that to not to happen in this game? What would it take?
I mean, the game itself has, like, I know we've mentioned Super Dash, but it's just like such a unique thing to just be like, take it out, right? No, it's a part of the game. I just think there's like things that just need adjustments to make it feel more, the players themselves feel like if they hit it, they felt like they went, I got you. Or if they miss, they go, I read that. You know, like consistently, not just going, I'm just gonna throw it. that little trigger in your brain that goes, hey, wait, this is the best thing I can possibly do here. I'm just gonna throw it. That's my best option. I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna be safe if I do this.
Pros do that too in tournaments, in thousands of dollar tournaments. Players opt to do that option too. So think about that, right? That is the best option they can do. Randomly, I'm just gonna do it full screen.
Yeah.
You know, he's not gonna expect that.
I think there's very few people, like players, and they're at the very top of the food chain, that get around that stuff like consistently, super consistently.
Yeah.
But they're at another level. There's thousands of people playing this game. They're not all gonna be there.
But even if they defend themselves out of that, that doesn't not mean that they still don't use that technique. They still use that. For me, I think that that's still not gonna be enough to show in a gameplay wise to change the mentality of the player. It's not gonna be enough limiting the super dash functionality with meter or whatever to have the player be like, well, I'm not gonna do it now. I gotta think. I don't think that's gonna happen because how the whole game works. I don't think that's capable in this game, dude. Unless they revamp the whole game.
No, I think it's possible because like it comes with experiences, right? The reason people keep doing these things with how ugly the neutral looks is because it just works. And if they keep doing it in moments where more often it's not working, then they're forced into a place where they have to think a little harder on what to do. So eventually, it's not going to be in a week or a month or whatever, but eventually shit catches up to how let's say like all the adjustments to how the adjustments would be if they make adjustments to the gameplay. But then it's almost like a catch-22, right? Because the reason right now so many people are still playing the game is probably because of how the game plays.
It is the fact that because it's 100%.
There's plenty of people that aren't that into learning fighting games like that in depth that go, I'm just gonna beat some people online.
Yes, and those people obviously would think they're great and all that stuff, but in their sense they are, right? Because they're winning, so there has to be something they're doing right. I still think that even like you mentioned, my playstyle normally leads a lot into conditioning the opponent, and that's when I call them the zombies, because disregarding you can condition the mindless, and I have seen that. You know, I have down heavy in other games that is an anti-air someone when they jump, and guess what is the next option they do after I hit it twice? They jump again. In my Street Fighter thing, I was playing Street Fighter, a Ryu jump, I did down heavy with Lucia. He jumped again instantly, I did down heavy, which he shows that I'm beating him. He jumped again, did it, I hit him again, and guess what he did after that? He jumped and hit me with a kick.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I don't think, that disregarding of that, the game itself is not gonna punish you enough to stop, to not allowing you to make you think that you should do something else. Unless if I hit you when you do super dash, you get twice the damage, then that would be
well,
that
if
would
you
be
think
the only factor.
like that scenario you thought of right now, well, that you just said right now with the Ryu thing, like this guy, he probably labbed this one jump in combo that does mad damage.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe like the whole time he's going, oh, okay, that wasn't too bad, I'll eat another one. Oh, that wasn't too bad, I'll eat another one. Wow, this combo's gonna be worth it, I'll eat another one. If I get this jump in, he's dead.
But the same thing with Dragon Ball, that's what I'm saying. Unless that if you get hit by super dash, you get double the damage. Imagine that. That if you get counter hit out of a super dash, and you get double damage.
Or eating more damage in general.
Correct. You get double. Ali, I agree. You get double the damage, then maybe people are gonna be like, well, if I do it again, I'm dead.
Yeah.
That is an incentive. I'm dead. That means I don't get to do it again. I think
Ali's back again. Yeah, you tell him. Ali, was this Ali's idea? Yeah, tell him. Tell him what I said.
He passed me the paper. He's like, take this thing. That's what I'm thinking. Is the only thing. It has to be a big repercussion towards it. Not like it costs meter. They don't care because they use the resource like water. They don't care they get hit. It needs to be something more than that. It needs to be that if you get hit by super dash, you cannot play another match. Let's see if you're gonna think about that.
Dude, that's not gonna stop rage quitters. So I don't think that'll stop people from super dashing also. All right, so
I don't think it's gonna change in this game.
What do you think? What changes for the game? We'll end it on this. What changes in the game? Let's say if the season 3, changes do happen. What would get you back into the game?
A better combo route, opening a new combo route for every character, even if it's universal. What I mean by that is the crouching medium to the standing medium to launch you type of thing.
Yeah.
That change.
Yeah, that's kind of stagnant, right? That's kind of like almost everybody has that. And if they don't, they have it in a different way. No, this one is that you use your standing medium to the other one to get.
And that's the shittier character.
Yeah, and that's the character that don't work.
And that's just more for me because it opens more the possibility of people coming up with new stuff and blah blah blah. And auto combos, auto correction definitely needs to be toned down. Auto combos don't follow up on whiff.
Well, the auto combos, like in combos, like that kind of stuff, I think if they work it out so that it stays, but like if it stops tracking if you're doing it wildly, like on the ground with not hitting anybody, I think that would be a good idea.
But then that means that when that vanish combo to light punch, it wouldn't work.
No, that's what I mean. Like maybe if they figure out a way to make the combo part work, but that weird ground stuff not work, then
I think they should just remove it. They just remove whiff on that. That means you have to dash and time it better to do your regular hits. And because you have different combo routes, maybe that can benefit you.
Yeah, then people are gonna have to figure other stuff out for combos, because I'm sure there's plenty of people now who are used to doing combos like that. They're gonna be like, nah, I'm fine with the auto combos doing that.
Nah, it just damaged the game more. But then again, I'm saying damage in my perspective. Has this benefit the game and the game sales? Absolutely. I'm thinking that does it hinder the game perception? Yes. The auto correct combos and all that stuff. But this is the factor that has made the game sell better, because most people can get it and play it. They don't need to do much to do something. And in a selling perspective, I think that's genius. That's smart. Yeah. You don't need to think. You can press 2 buttons and it does something. You can teleport. You can do all these things. So in our perception, it's just dumb because that's not how normally a game will be.
Yeah.
But it's accessible, so it's good. The accessibility option is fantastic in this game.
Yeah.
It makes anyone think that you can play the game. It makes anyone think that they're great, and it's pretty and shiny. So they're doing good.
Yeah, pretty and shiny definitely helps. When I turn the game back on, I'm like, oh wow, it's still pretty.
Yeah.
Still pretty.
and you can just press anything and things happen. So that goes to them, you know. But for me, a big change for season 3, other than characters, will be how characters behave. And I don't expect it as people saying different assists and all that stuff. No, that would be cool, but I don't think that's gonna be enough. I think the core characters have to have, like, you know how in other fighting games, when the next version of fighting games, they have that one or something like that.
They have what?
Like a new move. Let's say Alpha to Alpha 2, they have this one new move or something. Yeah. And then you put that new move into everything you know, and then it opens up all this shit.
Yeah.
So I think they should implement something like that. At least, the very least, implement a new move that everyone has a new mechanic they can do. The power-up system, you know, because charging here means nothing.
Charging what? Oh yeah, like what? Who does that?
Yeah,
it's almost a sign of disrespect if you do that thing in the game. Yeah, nobody uses it.
And some people have, even like Alucard has been trying to implement that in his combos. When he throws Frieza disc, he charges, he crouches, he does all this stuff. But it's very lackluster, you know. It's very situational too. So maybe they can implement a charging mechanic that maybe makes your super dash unblockable. I don't know.
Or maybe you gotta charge to use it.
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool. Because in other Dragon Balls, that's the thing. You charge up and then you go to an amp up state, right? So maybe that would be cool universally that, oh, now when you charge, you can do this. You know?
Yeah, every character has an install now.
And then they show a trailer. They show a trailer showing everyone doing like oh, what is that install? They got installs? That would be cool. You know?
Yo, if you charge yourself up to level 1 of whatever the hell we call this, you have reverse beats now.
No, my God, then go dead. But yeah, I just think that the only way that might make me play again will be new mechanics as a game. Because new characters might not be enough.
It's not for me. Definitely not for me. Even if it's the one character that nobody else wants, that I want, will be in it. You know?
So you think mechanics will help you?
It would be mechanics. 100% mechanics. 100%. Like if they changed a bunch of stuff and I'm looking at the gameplay and it doesn't look ugly anymore, like neutral, like, you know, the combos are awesome, setups are awesome, all that stuff's awesome, but if neutral doesn't look like ugly anymore, even when pros are playing it, then maybe that'll be something that'll get me back into the game.
If not, Granble's around the corner.
Oh yeah.
If not, Granble's around the corner.
It's right there. I'm not worried at all about like not playing the game. You know, there's plenty of shit coming out. That's the good thing about this day and age of fighting game. There's always something coming out, or even like, you know, let's say you like old stuff. Fucking, you know, Mark of the Wolves has GGPO now, right?
Yes.
Even old stuff's getting updated, right? So everybody has options.
There's many options. I think this is not a bad game. Look, if you like it, you know, don't feel bad if you like it. If you enjoy it, it's a fantastic game. What I'm realizing is we have so many expectations of this game and we're forgetting that this is a Dragon Ball game, right? And what I mean by that, I don't expect it in any way, but Dragon Ball has never had a balanced fighting game ever, or remotely close to what a quote-unquote real fighting games will feel like, right? So this being their first try and being a real one, they did it well. They did it great.
Yeah.
This is their first one, and I think that's I think that's my expectation maybe of others too. They were like, yeah, but why this game is so bad in this aspect? I was like, well, because maybe this is the first time they ever did, you know?
Yeah.
Everything else has always been an arena type of game or an RPG type of way or anything like that. So credits to be the closest thing to the fighting game that they put so much emotion towards this game that Twitter battles can happen, you know, rivalries, or people descend into madness because of how invested they want to be in the game.
Yeah.
But we're forgetting that this is a Dragon Ball game, right? Shit is supposed to be crazy, and this is the best they can normalize it to a fact that it feels like a regular tournament fighting game, you know. So I think they did well. So maybe they learned from this, and maybe the next one will be even better, right?
I mean, my hopes too is like this whole year they're taking to not balance the game. They're working on a lot of community feedback on any adjustments that they like people would think that would make the game more enjoyable to play. Because even if like everybody has their own ideas, but like let's say the people that are testing the game and rebuilding the game and all that stuff, if they test it out in the game and they go, yeah, that didn't work, it's not going to be put in off of their opinion and off of their testing. So
that's correct. Oh, the vision that they have.
Yeah.
Like they did a good community feedback when they made the game faster, when they made a couple of changes that they actually drastically changed the game style. The damage, the recovery after certain moves, and it made the game just feel faster. God damn.
Yeah, I know, the construction is crazy. They decided to go, oh, this guy's still talking. Let me go right where he is now.
Yep. They already showed the ability of listening to the people and changing the game drastically enough in certain aspect that makes the game change fast enough or better that they can do it. But it's not gonna be a big change like overhauling the gameplay. It's just gonna be those little details that makes the overall experience better until we get the next game. I think that's my 2 cents on that. That's what is gonna happen in the next patch.
Okay, that's hopefully yeah. What I just realized? I realized I could have had my finger on this mute button, so that whenever you talk, I could have muted myself.
Oh yeah, you fucking jerk.
If banging was happening in the background.
Stop banging, bro. Well, that's all I take. I'm looking forward for this. We're having the next character being Ultra Instinct Goku, so more Gokus to the mix. I still want to see him. I want to see how he plays and all that stuff. So maybe I see him from far away, lab him up, and then hide again in my corner until Granblue comes out, because I'm excited for Granblue. If you guys have any funny stories of Dragon Ball, of what made you like it or dislike it, please let us know in the comment. Let us know if you're still playing it or not, and we want to hear all that good stuff from you guys, okay? This is DKO out.